Odyssey of the Seas. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here on this Monday. Every Monday, we're here live with you on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related news, information, fun, advice. It is all waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining us here. I apologize for being a couple minutes late, but we are here on Odyssey of the Seas. Had to find a spot with decent internet and a place to sit. But we are here in the solarium. I'll move out of the way. There you go. You can see the solarium down there. Welcome, guys. We're going to answer as many Royal Caribbean cruise questions as we can. But let's start with the most important question. How many days till your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let's count down together. And yes, we are on Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas. This is actually my second cruise this week on here. I was just doing a 2-night cruise. And I have started cruising here, so this will be a together. I think we're back now. Type your countdown in chat. Let's count down together how many days till your next Royal Caribbean cruise. And I'm sorry about the freezing, guys. It's going to happen. I'm really, really sorry. I got nothing I can do about it. But it's still better than no broadcast at all, right? Archie the Archie coming in with our first super chat of the day. Thank you, Archie. Have you all heard about the new corduroy pillows? They're making headlines everywhere. Is that like a pun or something that I'm not getting? I'm not sure, but thank you, Archie, for that. If it is, it's way over my head on that one. Mr. Josh Carruthers. Woo! Thank you, Josh, for the super chat. 6 more days till the return to the sea. The Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise on Harmony of the Seas. Can't wait. So excited for that, Josh. It's going to be a homecoming and a lot of fun. Very, very, very excited for that. Can't wait. Oh, man, I'm so ready for it, my friend. So ready for it. Jackson wants to know, have you ever been on Explorer this season? Talk about it. Yeah, I went on Explorer this season 2018 to Alaska. It's a voyage. And work, but I guess today it's just not cooperating all that well. Just keeps buffering, and it's fine until it's not fine. Is basically the problem, and I'm not sure what I can do about it, quite frankly. But we'll continue on, and I hope this records this. I can always upload the video later. Dealt live from on board Jewel of the Sea. Super Mario was on board. I just saw Super Mario yesterday on the Odyssey of the Seas, so that is pretty cool. Always appreciate people checking in from other Royal Caribbean cruise ships. And Dara, I hope you're having a great time on Jewel of the Seas. Michelle Pros, what's going on? Welcome. Gene, appropriate question for us. Worried about the internet? I purchased the internet Voom package for me and my son. Do I need to turn our phones on airplane mode? Yes. If you don't turn your phones into airplane mode, your phone is going to still try to reconnect to the tower on board, and that'll be roaming. Remember, your phone has 2 antennas, the Wi-Fi antenna and the cellular antenna, right? So what you want to do, Gene, is first turn off your phone, put it in airplane mode, I should say. Then turn your Wi-Fi back on, and you'll have no problems at all. That's the key right there. So, Gigi, what's going on, Gigi? I'm seeing on the recent compass something called the Adult Majority Rules. This is the new quest. It's not the quest. It's just an adult game show. But it's not the quest. Not a replacement for the quest. Just something else that they've been offering even before COVID as well. So, I don't get the fun with headlines and corduroy. I got nothing. I got nothing. So, Josh Carruthers, I blame Twankster for the bad internet. Dude, can you please stop using the internet? Turn it off. Thank you. All right, we're good, Josh. He's not here. But, yeah. Harvey from Coco Key, from Harmony. First time at Coco Key, crispy chicken sandwich is really good. Understatement of the decade right here. Crispy chicken sandwich is really good. It's amazing. You will love it. And you already did love it, but yes, it's really, really good. DM wants to know, have they stopped doing dance parties like Red, etc.? They've stopped the 70s. They don't do the parties like on the promenade anymore, but they do still have Red Party. They'll have disco, silent disco. Those are still available on board. So, Kat has got a question for us. I read your blog today about some changes that might be coming. Are they going to make the messaging chat between the feature free instead of $1.99? That's what it sounds like, Kat. Remember, these are really off-the-cuff comments from Michael Bailey. I would assume, my understanding was it sounded like they were going to change that. That did not come from a press release. It didn't come from a communication. It was just like Michael Bailey talking to travel agents. I have no reason not to take Michael at his word, but, it's like step one of many. But it sounded like that was indeed what's going to happen, and I would love that change. We had a question here a couple weeks ago. Someone asked me, Matt, what would you do if you were CEO for the day? And I would get rid of the $1.99 per day chat feature. That is just, I understand revenue, blah, blah, blah. That's a dumb feature. It makes no sense to charge for chat. Literally nobody will be using it if you're charging for chat. I think the much better approach is to make it free. It helps with chat, with the app adoption, and it's just a better overall experience. And a lot of other cruise lines include the chat for free, so Royal Caribbean should as well. Ian wants to know, do you still get double points if you reprice your cruise? If your reservation number doesn't change, yes, repricing, no problem at all. So, Devin says, my son turned on airplane mode, it still didn't fly. But I got that one. Devin. Next question from Scott. Bigger ship or smaller first-time Royal Caribbean cruiser? I think, honestly, for first-time cruisers in general, I would recommend the bigger ships. I always tell folks who are new to cruising, you want a 7-night cruise on an Oasis or Quantum class ship. I think that's the way to go. My recommendation would be a bigger ship and Quantum. This would be really, really good there. Superstarian in the house. I don't want to say your real name, Superstarian. I don't know if you're trying to keep that on the download, but I met Superstarian. Superstarian is a real person. In jam there, appropriately getting food, and Superstarian was there. So, by the way, pub later if you want to hang out, have some drinks. I'm just saying. But good to meet. I always love meeting folks from over here. I met a couple different people, which is awesome. EM Media. I welcome cruises in my life, both Voyager and Explorer. That's the Quantum, which I think the difference is a lot more to do, see, and eat on board. When you go from a Voyager class ship to a Quantum class ship, you're going to get a lot more to see, do, experience, and eat on board. So many more activities and things to do is really the big one. Terry, did you know that Tony Lee Loco was on board? Yes, I heard him on Emma's cruise, Lauderdale, on Friday. Emma was live streaming, and I was listening because I was driving in the car, and Emma's guest was Tony, and Tony mentioned he was on here, so I haven't seen him yet, but I did hear about that, which is really great. So, let's see. Brittany wants to know, am I able to check into my cruise with my birth certificate through the app? No. If you're checking in with your birth certificate, you can't do it through the app, Brittany. You have to do it in the terminal. So that's why, among other reasons, the passport's the way to go. But if you don't have one, you'll be doing it at the cruise terminal. So, anyone wants to know what's the name of the newest ship that'll be coming out in 2022? Wonder of the Seas. Wonder of the Seas will be the next cruise ship from Royal Caribbean in 2022, and that will be a Oasis class ship. So, Rich wants to know, is there a limit to the party size, especially dining, having trouble getting a table for 8? It depends on the restaurant, Rich. Some restaurants, honestly, it's just a matter of table size. Do they have a table large to accommodate you? And, of course, did anyone else already book large tables? So that's really the name there. So I would agree with Steve, by the way. What's up, Steve? That they should, if you're paying for the internet package, the chat should at least be free with that. That I would agree with. Brandon Hilliard in the house. Hey, I passed you at the airport going home. Brandon, if you're still on board, my friend, let me know so I can stop. I know where you work, but if I want to stop by, say hello, buy you a beer perhaps. I don't think I can do that legally, but say hello at the very least. Let me know if you're still on board. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. So, our next question comes to us from Kelsey. Can I order more than one drink at a time if non-alcoholic with the ultimate dining? I think you mean the deluxe beverage package, right? Like a cappuccino mimosa. Technically, the answer is no, Kelsey. You can do one at a time. You say, can I please have a cappuccino? They bring you a cappuccino. Great. Can I now have a mimosa? And they'll bring you that. With non, maybe you'll just bend the rules there. Depends. Eddie Murphy. Wow. Big movie star in our chat. Video chat app works with the internet package. Any of them. It's just a matter of the internet working or not. You know, FaceTime, Skype. You know, just get the surf and stream one is the way to go. Archie wants to know, have I memorized the Coca Key song? Dude, they played that song yesterday when we were at Perfect Day Coca Key at like 7 a.m. 7 a.m. I don't hear the song. I certainly hear it at 7 a.m. But so Stacy wants to know, do I need to make reservations for shows on Freedom next week? Yes, do it via the Roll Coming app once you get on board. It's free to do so. Definitely the way to go. So Sharon Stockman, thank you for the super chat. Woo! Haven't seen Tony yet. He said he was going to look for you. I have not seen Tony yet. As I said earlier, I knew he was on board, but day one, there's a lot of running around. Or in my case, I took a nap today, so I disappeared for about 2 hours. Which, by the way, cruise ship naps, can we talk about that? Amazing! If you get your cards right, sea day, you can work in 2 naps in 1 day. That is pro-level cruising right there. Anyway, I've not seen Tony yet, but I will definitely keep an eye out for him. No doubt, there's a good chance I'll run into him maybe at the pub after this. I'll find Superstarian, Tony maybe, you never know. So, Danette says, love the class ship. Jerry, thank you for the super chat. 160 days till Harmony of the Seas etiquette question. We have main dining room, 8 seating. Should we inform someone on the evenings we're not eating there? I would say, generally speaking, if you know you're not going to eat at the restaurant, like you know you're not going to be there, sure, let them know, hey, by the way, tomorrow we won't be. It's not the end of the world. If you decide later on, you know what, we're going to go eat somewhere else, they'll figure it out. They're not going to sit there and cry, like, Sherry told me we were going to be there. It's okay. But I say, generally speaking, the restaurant, the main dining room, and you be the next, just let them know. So that way they're not like fussing or waiting for you, certainly. Money Love, can you get a table for 2 in the room? Absolutely, just to ask for it. Actually, in the age of COVID, it's like not too hard to do that. You can certainly request it. So, Kevin wants to know, do I have WoW bands on Odyssey? We do not. Denise, Mariner tomorrow. Good luck sleeping tonight. My first solo cruise is a widow. Do you have any information on safety? You know, if you're as a single for your loss. Second of all, if you're asking for somebody who's, you know, as a woman cruising by herself, you know, I think the same advice that you give for someone who's walking downtown by themselves or going on a cruise ship by themselves, you know, it's just, you know, make smart decisions. Try not to, you know, overindulge maybe with alcohol. And, you know, just, you know, try to be, you know, as vigilant about your surroundings as possible would be my advice. But cruise ship is very safe to go. You know, there are these. Brandon, you went home for vacation. Okay, well, I'm sorry I missed you, dude. I looked briefly for you yesterday, but I assumed that you'd still be on here, and that's what happens when you assume. But next time you're back on board a cruise ship, Brandon, would love to see you there. So, the Teresa McShane. There are many Teresa McShane. Actually, there's none. I've only known one, but she is the Teresa McShane. Thank you for the super chat. Did you hear about the new? Oh my goodness! Did you hear about the new corduroy? No, but I bet they are making head. Oh, I get it, because corduroy and you get a line on your head. See, now I understand. Thank you for spelling it out for noobs like me. Thank you. Appreciate it, Teresa. Next question is from Ichan. Does Roku provide free PCR tests for Canadian travelers? Yeah, coming back to Canada? Absolutely. Just ask for it once you get on board the ship. Michelle Brown, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Matt. It's the birthday girl from the Cabana. Nice meeting you. I met Michelle yesterday. I borrowed some of her sunscreen. Actually, I don't know whose sunscreen I borrowed, but thank you. It was very nice meeting you, Michelle. I met Michelle, Jody, Joey, and, of course, Ashley. And it was really nice meeting you, and thank you for the super chat. Very, very kind of you, and happy belated birthday. Keith Bruce wants to know, what's the name of the drink you can only get at Tapingaki? That would be the Azumi, but she's a geisha. She's a geisha is the name of it. John Henderson, is it true that you show up at the cruise terminal before your arrival time? They will make you stand outside in the sun and heat. Let me say this very clearly. Yes. Yes, do not show up early. Certainly no earlier than 15 minutes beforehand. It's not the old days. They are enforcing the rule. John, for this Odyssey of the Seas cruise, I got a text message and 2 emails telling us do not show up before your check-in time. They will not allow you to do it, and you have to wait outside. Just show up at your check-in time. That's it. Bottom line. So it's a very easy thing to do. If you're flying in, go have lunch somewhere. You can drop off your luggage if you'd like to. That's okay. But you can drop off your luggage and then go somewhere else. Go have lunch. Go to the beach. Go see a movie. There's shouldn't have to burn too much time over there. So, Kevin wants to know, is Azumi all you can eat? So there are 2 Azumi locations. One is Azumi Sushi, and Azumi Sushi is priced a la carte, meaning you pay for what you order. You order a roll, you pay for the roll. You pay for 8. You order 8 rolls, you pay for 8 rolls. So that's not all inclusive. It's not a covered charge. Then there's Azumi Tapingaki, which is the hibachi style dining, and that is essentially all you can eat. I mean, you really could, I suppose. I think more than enough food there, if that makes sense. But that is a straight up covered charge. So, Bebops, Bepops. Accidentally booked Wonder of the Seas over Easter weekend. I hate when you just fall over it. Oops, I booked a cruise. Does Royal Caribbean usually have any Easter services on board? Generally speaking, there's at least something going on. I'm not sure it'll be a led. Sometimes it's self-led. Sometimes it is led by a pastor or some sort of a clergy member. It depends on who they can get. So there's no guarantees, but there will at least be an opportunity for you to do something on board, generally speaking. And for Easter's a pretty big holiday. So, Crystal wants to know, what type of star class room did we get for Thanksgiving? We got a aqua theater suite, 2-bedroom aqua theater suite, which is really, really nice. Hey, Rich O from MEI Travel. Welcome, Rich. Good to see you. Julie wants to know, how's the internet connection work inside the ship? You have to pay for it? Thanks. Yes. The internet costs money, so you have to pay for it. If you want to use the internet on the ship, it has a cost to it. It depends on the ship. Some ships work better than others in terms of overall speed. But for most things, Julie, checking email, messaging, browsing the internet, checking Facebook, it's totally fine. It's really when you get into video streaming that you get into maybe some trouble. But generally speaking, it works well for most things. And on some ships like Odyssey, it's actually really, really good internet. So. Kathy, thank you for the super chat, Kathy. I'll look for your message in case I missed it over there. Mr. Shadow, do you know that if Royal Caribbean is still shuttling Venice? Well, of course, Royal Caribbean has restarted cruises out of Venice, so I don't know the answer to that question. I think we'll know the answer to that question when we get closer to European sailings again this coming summer in 2022. Terry Cadwaller, hello and welcome. Actually, Joe, that's not Joe's. Joe's question, is it lagging? Actually, I'm purposely behind in the chat, so I don't want to miss anything important. So I'm going through slowly in the chat. So it's not you, it's me. Even though I know, ironically enough, you probably sent that message a little while ago. So, church planting was on Navigator. So did your kids like Kids Own? They've not been on Navigator since their refurb. We're taking them back on for Christmas. So, but the new kids area, which they basically have the same, very similar experience on Oasis, they really, really loved. So. Ron wants to know, what's the difference between Azumi and Tapingaki on the Odyssey? Azumi is sushi only, Tapingaki is hibachi only. So they split the restaurant apart as opposed to like Harmony, in which they're together, if that makes sense. Dara said, live from Jewel of the Seas. But you're going to have to give the dining room a heads up if you want the savory bites. Hopefully I can get a try on day 3 or 4. Yeah, it's a special request. Absolutely. Ryler wants to know, is Royal Caribbean deaf friendly? I certainly assume so. I'm not deaf. I don't pretend to understand the needs of it, but I'm not aware of it. I don't know enough about the requirements of it, but I certainly have not heard anything that would be contrary to that. If that makes sense. That's not very helpful. It's not a very helpful answer, but it's the best answer I can give you. Douglas, purchased the key for Mariner in January with set arrival times. What benefit is priority boarding? If you have a later arrival time, you can show up earlier, but you must show up at that earlier time. I have the key for this sailing, Douglas, and I'm going to be doing a review of it for after this cruise. So far, I still stand by my advice. I don't think the key is worth it. I think you're overpaying for services you think you're getting. I'll have more details about it, but I want to give it the full shake. Make sure everything's up on the up and up. Ryan D. Fernando, thank you for the super chat. Going on a cruise in April out of Cape Canaveral, flying in the night before the sailing. Where would you recommend we stay for the night? So you're probably flying out of Orlando. I would say look at hotels in both Cape Canaveral, the Cocoa Beach area, and Orlando. Sometimes it's a lot cheaper to stay in Orlando, and it's only a 45-minute drive over there. Right? So I'm staying at the Country Inn and Suites in Cocoa Beach next week, and I've never stayed there before, but I've heard very good things about it. So that's a good recommendation there. And in Orlando, you have a ton of hotels and usually better deals out there. So Kathy wants to know if the Windjammer shows is closed for dinner, can we assume that will be less than 50% capacity? Generally speaking, yes. Which ship am I on? I am on Odyssey of the Seas. Pam Curtis Davey, thank you for the super chat. Lemon character moving in excitement. I am moving in excitement. Thank you very much. Mr. Josh Kaplan, thank you for the super chat. If I'm with someone who's 15 and 2 weeks from 16, will they be allowed in the solarium with me? Yeah, generally speaking, they don't really apply that rule too closely. I mean, technically speaking, no, you're not supposed to, but if you just tell them he or she is 16, I think that's close enough. I think you can just tell them that, and they're not going to like actually look it up. Call me crazy. I know there's some people who are probably yelling, but technically the rule is you need to be 16. 15 and 11 months and 2 weeks to me is the spirit of 16, but I digress. That's my opinion on that. Josh, also Adventure of the Seas for New Year's is what's going on. Big party everywhere. There'll be a party every bar, every lounge, every area of the ship. So, I don't work for Royal Caribbean, Babden, if you're asking that. So I don't work for Royal Caribbean, so can't answer that question for you. Archie, thank you for the super chat. Sheba Dog clapping his hands. Hercules. I understand that one. That wasn't a pun, obviously, but I understand it. So, Pika61, hello and welcome. It's good to see you. Welcome. This is the I love Jose. So dance, Matt. I'm not a monkey. I'm not a monkey. I'm not dancing. No, I will not dance. Terry wants to know what type of COVID tests does Royal Company have? COVID. Because I almost answered your question. A COVID test. A rapid antigen test or a PCR test. But Terry, my advice is get an antigen test. It's just way easier. It comes back in like an hour. Get an antigen test. It is absolutely the way to go. Teresa, are you getting free room service with the key? Yes, that is correct. I forgot about that. But yes, I am. I don't think it's worth it. I think room service in general, my opinion again, it's nice to have. I think it sounds better than it is. Most people don't actually use it all that often, but it is nice to have. It's nice to have. Becky Menken from MEI Travel. I was just cruising with Becky and I yesterday. Before that, hanging out in LAX. Enjoy Navigator of the Seas. Mystery Shadow says, I have a solo cruise. Mystery Shadow. I have a solo cruise booked for November 28th. My fiance doesn't want me to go. What do? I was going to make a joke about finding a new life partner. I'm not going to go there. Your fiance does not have to go with you. My wife was booked on this cruise and didn't actually show up. That's not a problem, but that's what you're asking. But otherwise, consider just remind them how much fun a cruise is. Would be my only advice to you. Got some super chats to catch up with, starting with Jeff. Thank you, Jeff, for the super chat. Hey, Matt, I was considering buying the 2-device internet package. Is there any hidden restrictions like what it can be for both cell phones? Oh, yeah, no, if you get the 2 devices at a time, Jeff. So it doesn't matter if it's your laptop, a phone, an iPad. It's just 2 devices at one time. And, yes, you can sign out of one device and then into another one to be able to use that one instead. So there's no limit on the total number of devices. Mr. Ron Ladowski. Woo! There you go. I screamed in Solarium. I think there's people at the bar, and I'm sure they've tuned me out a long time ago. And I was talking about something about Azumi earlier, and somebody walked by and was like, is that true what he said? No. But Crystal says, you don't dance, but you sing so well. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Archie wants to know, is Royal Caribbean still doing WoW bands? I believe on other ships, yes, but they've never done it here on the Odyssey. So the Teresa McChain. Thank you, Teresa. So don't sing, Matt, unless Tony Diaz talks you into it. I can't say no to Tony. If he wants me to sing, I will sing. Next question is from La. Does Wonderland restaurant offer a lunch? Generally not. If not, what the Wonderland offered in lunchtime? Nothing. It's closed for lunch. I don't think I've ever seen it open for lunch. It's just a dinner time experience. So, Rachel Zimmerman, going from Florida to Coquille in December. Are you able to see ocean life on your sea days from the ship? Not really. I mean, occasionally when you're in port, you might see like a dolphin or something like that. It's pretty rare. But when you're out at sea, not really. No, you're not seeing whales, and it doesn't look like a scene out of The Little Mermaid, if that's what you're asking. Not really. No, not from the cruise ship anyway. So, let's see here. Becky says, I love Azumi. That's why we're friends, Becky. That among other reasons, but yeah. DM wants to know, does it help to upload your vaccination card ahead of your trip? It does. It saves you time in the cruise terminal. So just like taking your selfie, if you upload a photo ahead of time, it's one less thing you have to do in the terminal, which means you get on the ship faster because you're not standing around scanning, taking photos in. So yeah, it saves you time is what it's really all about. You don't have to do it in advance, but it can save you time in the terminal. So what is my favorite drink on the ship? Lava Flow with Kraken rum. Love it. Next, Score Jason, you're on a cruise? I'm on a cruise again. I was on a cruise this past weekend. I'm on a cruise again now, and next week I'll be on another cruise again. So next Monday, guys, we're trading this for Josh Carruthers and Harmony of the Seas. Mostly Harmony of the Seas. We'll be on Harmony next week, which is really, really fun. Can I share my internet with another device? You can sign out of one device and sign into another device? Yes. If you have a phone, an iPad, a computer, you can keep signing in and out of devices to use them, if that makes sense. But you can't share the connection like with one device and then like spreading the connection to others. That's not allowed. But certainly, signing out of device one and then into device two, totally fine on there. So, Daboman 2000. I was at Coquille yesterday on Freedom. I was as well. Well, not on Freedom, but I was at Coquille there. I was there. I was there very briefly. I got there around lunchtime, and I went to the Cocoa Beach Club for about an hour or two, and then I had to get back on the ship. So, but I was there for a little bit. Absolutely. Next question is from Chili Glam. I'm cruising in March in Harmony. Will they be going to Labadee by then? Nobody knows. Labadee and Haiti in general have a lot of issues right now, and I think that's really the biggest problem going on. Next, we have a super chat coming in from David Grossi. Thank you, David. And David wrote, I see his message right here. Going on a repositioning in April to Amsterdam. We're all going to do a COVID test for us so we can fly home. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Mike wants to know, can someone give their diamond drink vouchers to another guest if they're under 21 to their father? I don't think that works, Mike. I know what you're trying to ask. Generally, here's what Royal Caribbean would say. The diamond benefits are non-transferable. Now, could you sit at the bar? If you were sitting here and your son was right here and the waiter comes by and says, my son has a diamond drink, can I get a thing and charge to that? I would say you have a better chance probably of getting it done, but officially the answer is no, but in practice it might be okay. I'm not sure if for under 21, if the diamond drinks are coded so they can't purchase alcohol, that may very well be the case. So, Jennifer Kellen from MEI Travel, who I just had drinks with less than 24 hours ago, maybe 24 hours ago. Jennifer, how are you from MEI Travel? Saw whales from the ship too, and dolphins going down to Mexico. Jennifer called me a liar. I appreciate that. No, it's all good. I mean, you can see it, but I want to characterize it as realistic, like you should expect it. Let's put it that way. So, Alice, when do I think unvaccinated will be able to go on a cruise? Not for a couple of years. I really don't think that this vaccine mandate is going to go away. Certainly before 2023. I don't know a lot. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not a public health expert. Blah, 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 blah. But I just don't think that basically COVID has to become truly in our back rearview mirror, and it's not the dominant thing anymore. Call me crazy. And listen, a year from now, someone can bring this back up and they'll be dead wrong on this. But I don't think you'll be able to go on a cruise if you're over the age of 12 and not vaccinated. So my advice to you is get vaccinated in general. I think it's a good idea to begin with. But more importantly, if you're looking to go on a cruise and you're unvaccinated, you may be waiting a little bit longer for that. And I base these comments, by the way, I should clarify, I'm basing these comments on comments made by Royal Caribbean executives over the weekend, in which they basically said, listen, we took a lot of time and effort to get back to where we are now. We're finally back, restarted. Royal Caribbean, is not going to jeopardize that by just getting rid of all the rules and protocols that worked, that got us here in a safe manner. That's the bottom line. This is a business decision. How do you operate your business in a way in which you can ensure that it is going to continue to operate tomorrow, next week, next month, next year? That's what it comes down to. So I just wanted to explain that so it's a little clear that, there's my opinion, there's a little bit of Matt's opinion in there, but I also feel like I'm backing this up a little bit with some of the things I heard over the weekend from people like Michael Bailey, Richard Fain, and others. So just putting that out there. Again, I could be dead wrong on it, but I don't think I am. Pico wants to know, am I getting double points? So yeah, like this cruise I booked a while ago, so I should be getting it on this one. But I'm not. I mean, I'm past halfway to Pinnacle, but I'm still pretty far away. So, what is my favorite cruise ship? Harmony of the Seas, Ethan. Harmony of the Seas. Space Oyster wants to know, if you have an early flight, we're welcome you prior to disembarking. Not necessarily, no. So don't book any flight before 11 a.m. or noon. Honestly, just book a later flight. It's not worth the grief, the anxiety. Suman998, thank you for the super chat, Suman. Any news on cruise capacity? Yes, there's a new update. Go to royalcaribbeanblog.com. It's right there on the front page. Bam. I have the full answer for you, Suman, at royalcaribbeanblog.com. Lucretia wants to know. Hello, Lucretia. Do you plan to do any informal videos about your experience on Navigator? Yeah, I'll be doing like this, assuming the internet works. Yes. So that's a solid yes. I always plan to. So just a matter of internet permitting. The answer is yes. And guys, if people are asking me like here, I've got a question. What's the capacity of Oasis? What's the capacity of Freedom? There is no way to know the capacity of any ship until you actually get on the ship and somebody, one of the crew members tells you. Royal Caribbean does not publish that in advance. There's a great thread on the Royal Caribbean blog message boards at royalcaribbeanblog.com if you want to go look at it. People are posting what those numbers are currently. If you want to go take a look at that. But I certainly don't know the numbers ahead of time or anything like that. It's kind of varies. Weekend cruises tend to be a little more crowded than weekday cruises, but it's really all over the place. Let's keep that in mind. Let's see here. Jose Crespo, thank you for the super chat. Jose, going on Odyssey December 4th. What day take a test from Royal Caribbean? So if your cruise is on December 4th, you can take your test as of Jose, you're an adult, right? As long as everyone's an adult, you can get your test on December 4th, 3rd, or 2nd. Doesn't matter the hours, just calendar days, 2 days before. You can do it on the day of your cruise. I don't think it's a great idea because a little bit close to there, but December 3rd or December 2nd would be fine anytime those days. So, Eddie, a red hand pointing up super sticker. I'm sure you're pointing another message there, but thank you, John, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Dennis Orman is abandoning us to go watch the 49ers. Is that still a thing? So. John said, here's and we are trying to get, there we are, we're back. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes the internet just goes out. Give it a second. We'll be back. John, I was on alert last week, and I got comp 2 drinks for the casino table game class. So use those 2 vouchers for my first 2 levels to crack a rum. I even won money at blackjack. Fantastic, John. That's awesome, dude. And the drinks, even better. We love it. So, Mr. Don Goldstein, Commander, it's good to see you. Welcome home. I agree 100%. When it comes to these protocols, man, they're not messing around for a reason. They're being held to a double standard. Always remember that. Sue Lee, thank you for the super chat. I just wanted to add your diamond drinks. Go get a Kraken colada on me after this blog. Appreciate it. I'm hoping Alfredo will be on an adventure. He made the best Kraken coladas ever on Liberty in 17, 18, and 19. Sue, thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Tom wants to know, noticing your backgrounds are really that quiet. Yeah, I mean, it's the solarium, and most people are at dinner right now. I mean, not a lot of people are going swimming. So if you can see there, it's we're basically, if you're walking into the Solarium Bistro is right here to my left, and the bar is right there, and there's a party of dudes out over there. It's a dude party. But there's people here. So but yeah, it's not the pool deck generally at night kind of quiets down in general. So what device am I broadcasting on? My computer. I'm using my laptop. Zach, any plans for doing a tour of Oasis? Yes, we have plans to do every single Royal Caribbean ship a tour of. Just a matter of how quickly I can get Jenna on there. Right now, the plan is she's going on Navigator this week. So Navigator, Harmony, not in November. She'll go on later on. Harmony, November. Try that again. I think it's Navigator, Harmony, Freedom, and then Wonder would be the next couple. As of right now, we'll see if we can twist her arm to go on more cruises. This is literally her job. I need you to go on a cruise ship and videotape it. It's not a bad gig, right? Jenna does a great job, though. Better job than I could ever do, certainly. Julie, can you please explain what beverages are included? Yes, water, coffee, tea, juices in the morning, iced tea, hot chocolate, and milk. So sodas, alcoholic beverages, not included. And juices in a lot of cases are not included. You know, like you want to add to dinner, not included. Crystal wants to know, do you believe 11-year-olds and under will be vaccinated by May? May's a long time away. You know, honestly, Crystal, there's an article at royalcaribbeanblog.com I posted on Friday. Check out the article. They go into detail. There's executives talking about it. I don't think so. Reading in the tea leaves, I don't think they're going to, because I think, you know, at the end of the day, they want to have families be able to come on board. Some will get their kids vaccinated, some will not, but they're not going to make a line in the sand there because you're talking about a very small percentage of the guests that'll be there. So it's not going to be a major factor, as opposed to like allowing adults, which is a much bigger size of guests on board. So, Beachy Mama, thank you for the question. We have a 3-pack of Binax now at home COVID test. To be used by both you and your spouse if they're purchased only under one name? No, that's fine. It's okay. You purchase them. You can share them with your spouse. You just have to create a different account for each of you, Beachy Mama. So you'll create one. Your spouse will have the other one. And it doesn't matter. They don't care who bought the test. That doesn't matter. So, good question. Pete wants to know, we're on Harmony December 12th. Can't wait. What can we pay for with card, and what do we need cash for? The only thing you really need cash for would be tips, like tips you want to do on top of whatever's there. Porters, and of course, the casino, and what you're doing in port. Those are the big ones right there. Everything else, the card covers. The card covers every board except for the casino, and like if you want to do a cash tip for somebody. So Ben wants to know, do the results have to be within 24? Oh my goodness, no. I'm glad you asked this, Ben. I'm not mad at you, but this is I'm going to write a blog post about this and write this in like giant size 800 font. The COVID test before the cruise is 2 calendar days, not 48 hours. It does not matter what time you get your COVID test. It is 2 days before your cruise, 2 calendar days. It doesn't matter if you do it at 12:01 a.m., the 2 days before your cruise. If you do it at 4 p.m., if you do it at 11:30 a.m., doesn't matter. All it matters is that when they look at the date, it's 2 calendar days before your cruise. So as an example, today's Monday, when our cruise began here on Odyssey. I could have done the test yesterday, which would have been Sunday, or Saturday. Doesn't matter what time. It's 2 days. This is a major misconception that is out there. And Ben, you're not the first person to ask me this question. And I'm going to have to just repeat it like Bart Simpson on the chalkboard. It's 2 calendar days. It's not 48 hours. So, Kelly, have I met up with any other YouTubers on this cruise? No, I met up with a couple yesterday when we were so many I can remember their names. Yes, Don and Heidi from Eat Sleep Cruise. Alana met up with. Actually, there weren't that many YouTubers on the last cruise, to be honest with you. But I know that Tony's on board, and I have not run into him yet. So. Aaron wants to know, can you FaceTime and call with Wi-Fi? Yes, I've done both today and last couple days. It's a little bit better on ships like this than it is others, but generally speaking, it works pretty well, especially Wi-Fi calling, Aaron. You know, that works pretty well. What Broadway shows are on the Odyssey? None. They don't have any Broadway shows. They have original production shows, but not a Broadway show. Jeff, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Does breakfast room service know how to make a proper pot of tea like they do coffee? Or am I stuck with bags? Boy, are you asking the wrong person there. I have no idea. When you say proper, right, you mean like, I would assume you just get the tea bags and hot water, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not going to pretend to know the answer on that one. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your generosity. Jeanette, thank you for your super chat. 26 days of Symphony of the Season. We're assigned a guarantee XP and forward port side. Change to the same category in half. They charge me $62. Same. What do you mean change the same cat? Oh, I see. Well, you know what it is? I mean, I guess basically there can be situations. This applies more. So I'm surprised it's guaranteed, but regardless, certain parts of the ship will cost more than others. Mid-ship usually will cost more. So that could be the case. Now, obviously, I would have hoped, Jeanette, they would have said, hey, by the way, this will cost you more money. But, yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. It's not worth this to save $60 and then be in a location you're miserable with, right, you don't like. It's worth spending $60 not the end of the world. Depends how long your cruise is, I suppose. But what ship is the oldest in the fleet? Right now, today, it is Grandeur of the Seas. So Tony says you need to turn a light on. I don't control the lights here. I'm in a solarium area. And despite some of you thinking I'm going to do a song and dance, I may do a song, but not a dance. Seeing me is not that important. And I would argue seeing the background is more important. The audio is more important. So seeing me, it's overrated. But also I have zero control over the lighting. Yes, I could bring a light ring and put it in front of me and have crazy YouTuber type vlog style lighting, but ain't nobody got time for that. At least not me anyway. I'm lazy. Jose Crespo, you were very welcome, my friend. Brent Ferguson, I owe you a message back, Brent. I'm so sorry. I've been listen, yeah. I was going to make a joke at Uliana's expense, but this is all on me, Brent. I wish Royal would let you chat with friends and family through the app without charging you. I'm 100% agreement. By the way, I don't know if you saw the blog post today at royalcaribbeanblog.com, but it sounds like they're going to change that. But I agree with you 100%, my friend. 100%. Mitch wants to know, is it acceptable by Royal Caribbean to get a COVID booster shot less than 4? Yeah, they don't care about boosters. I mean, it does not factor into it. It's not how they define fully vaccinated or not. So as of right now, Mitch, it does not matter. Does not matter. Eric Moyer, thank you for the super chat. I'm on Harmony December 12th. Will you post the cruise compass from your group cruise? Heck, yes, I will. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. Mr. Tony, Josh Carruthers, can you please save a copy? Thank you. Tony, I'll get a copy, jeez. Tony Diaz, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I don't think anyone here mentioned 6 more days till the epic group cruise. Well, Tony, I hate to call you wrong on this, but Mr. Josh Carruthers did say that earlier on. But thank you, Tony, for your generosity. You and Josh can argue it out over there. Chris wants to know, COVID test for minors has patient's name as parent's name, but see if it's included the child's date of birth. Will that be okay? Probably. I can't really answer that question for you, but I suspect that if you show up, if you're a family of 4 and you got 4 negative tests, and you can explain it away, what you might consider doing, Chris, is just going back to CVS and be like, hey, would you mind reprinting this or changing the name or doing something that looks a little official than me scribbling out the name, just to be okay? You could consider. I no. We're back. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Yes, so Chris, what I would say is just to make sure, because I think if you show up with My gut would tell me you'd be fine, but I would feel for you, because I'm giving you advice, I would say go to CVS and see if you can change the name on it, just to be double certain on that, because I would just hate for you to be turned around. So, Nathan wants to know, what can you do after midnight? I'm a late night owl. There'll be bars open. The casino bar is always the last bastion of hope for late night owls. It's open till really late, 2 a.m. or later. So always the casino bar is your last best hope for a shot of tequila. Lucretia wants to know, if we both have Wi-Fi, can we text through that and not get charged? Yes, you should be able to. You should be able to, Lucretia. I'm not sure which, if you have an iPhone or if you have an Android device, but if you're both in airplane mode, you both have the internet connection, you can use, like on an iPhone, you have the blue messages, they'll send those there. iMessage, that'd be okay. But of course, you could use another application, Lucretia. You could use, WhatsApp, you could use Facebook Messenger, Skype, all those things. So. Cool. Well, I think we're gonna wrap things up here because the internet's gone belly up at least a couple times here. But I do appreciate all of your help here, guys. Thanks for joining us. Let's just get some money back from the Voom, dude. This is working. We're in the middle of the ocean, and I'm able to stream this to you. This is like with the 15-second gap here. It's not too bad. So, Virginia wants to know, can you get your COVID test at the port before you board? I'm traveling a few days before I sail on Freedom of the Seas in December. Rail Company does offer you the option to get a COVID test at the terminal. It's a last resort option. They describe it as not your primary thing, but a backup option. First of all, it's very expensive. It's like $90, I think, per person. So get a test. Number one, get the at-home test, Virginia. You can take it from anywhere. You can do it in a hotel. You can do it in your car. You can do it anywhere you got an internet connection, cell phone connection. It's very good. I would recommend doing that. That'd be my approach to it, quite frankly, Virginia, is to get the at-home test. But there is testing at the terminal, but it'll take you longer. It'll cost you more. So the at-home test, and try maybe making an appointment near the port at like a CVS or a Walgreens. They allow reservations in advance. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining us here. Unfortunately, I don't have my list of super chatters today to say thank you to, so I apologize for not being able to say thank you again. But thank you to all our super chatters today. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Tomorrow, we will be at Perfect Day at Coco Key. So I'll try to do a live tomorrow. We're going to be there actually tomorrow and Thursday. So maybe we'll have another chat tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll have much better internet because I'll be using my Bohemian cell phone connection, which works really well. So Danny D. Mateo coming in with a last minute super chat. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it. Guys, have a great rest of your week, everybody. Tomorrow, we have a brand new YouTube video coming out for you. Not to worry, we're not slacking on that. I got some more stuff for you over on our YouTube channel. So check that out, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Relax. I forgot my shtick. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Good night, everybody.